Hi, welcome to Battle-Up Friday Night Locals. This is Team Spicy Boys bringing you another round one match between two good friends of mine. On the left, we have the Pan player, Daniel Bryant. And then on the right, we have Tim playing Soul Striker. I believe Tim won the dice roll here. So they're just going through their hand, see what cards they're going to keep. I haven't seen this match in quite a good time, so I believe it's going to be a good one. As my predictions to who's going to win this game, I feel Pan's a really strong deck at the moment. Being able to, with the addition to your pal Yamcha and the Chain Attack Xeno, just being able to get rid of established boards or refilling his hand. And then the little trick between Chain Attack Xeno and Pan's interaction with being able to draw 6 cards instead of the 5 is just a really strong play. But oh no, it looks like Daniel Bryan did win the dice roll here. I apologize for that. And he charges Pan and he passes the turn. So here we have Tim. He charges the Gotenks, and he plays a 1-drop there, and I don't quite remember her name. But 1-drop, she draws a card, and I believe her auto is if your opponent plays a battle card from their hand during your turn, they have to put a card on the bottom of their deck. And there it is, yep. So Daniel defending himself and being able to draw a card off the Pan auto, so he didn't really neg there. Soul Striker's ability that I didn't quite bring up is when he attacks, he gets to untap 1 blue card. And that's really good because he essentially played that 1-drop for free while still giving himself defense. And Daniel Bryan over here charging 2, attacking with the Your Pal Yamcha. He gets to look at the top 3 and add an Earthling to his hand. And he's going to go ahead and add a Fearless Pan. For those of you who don't know what Fearless Pan does, when she's played, auto gives all red cards double strike and +5 besides herself, including the leader. So it's just a really good card there when he has an established board. So Dan going a little too far ahead of himself there. I believe Tim took the damage from the Your Pal Yamcha, and straight after that, he's going to go ahead and out combo the Vegeta with his own Gohan. Well, Freehan as we might go. So Tim's hand looks pretty good from what I can see. We have Senzu Beans, Objections, and he does charge the out cost there. He's opting to go an Objection, and he's going to charge the Vegeta. Now, he only has 1 open energy, but as soon as he attacks with Soul Striker, he'll have 2, allowing him to do more plays for the turn. And so he's going to go ahead and attack Soul Striker, and let's see what he's going to choose to attack here. I feel he's going to attack the Your Pal Yamcha, and he's going to go ahead and beam the leader, making that 15. And yes, he did attack the Yamcha, and Daniel goes ahead and combos the Legic to keep him up. And alright, so the Gohan attacks the Yamcha, and Daniel just chooses not to defend it. With no open energy, it's kind of hard, and he wants to keep his hands at a relatively good size. So now he's attacking with the Gotenks. Gotenks auto gets to draw a card every time he attacks, and it has crit. Very strong 3-drop card. He goes ahead and kills the Vegeta. And now Tim passes his turn. Now let's see what Dan decides to charge here. 3 energy is a really good spot for Pan because off of 3 energy they can do a Chain Attack Xeno play and just reset that board. But he does need the 1-drop Trunks to do so. So it's going to be quite an interesting match here. And Daniel's just choosing not to play anything. So his hand is not looking too good at the moment. Tim does indeed charge the Beerus there. Tim's going to go ahead and play another objection, and he's going to go right ahead and charge a Sensu Bean, bringing him up to 5 energy. He's going to attack Pan lead with the Gotenks, drawing a card for the auto, but Daniel decides to negate, and I believe that negate gives +5 to a Saiyan, and Pan being a half Saiyan, she does get the boost, so now she's at 15 for the turn, making it a little slightly easier for him to combo out this turn. But it looks to me that Tim just passes, just choosing not to attack. Alright, so he go ahead and charges the thing, and he has to play the Vegeta from his hand to try to draw a card. And Vegeta right now is 20 into the 15, and Tim's gonna combo the Unbreakable, giving him +10 for me for a good 25, and that right there just happens to be his turn. And looking at Daniel's hand, I feel like he's trying to. He does have the chain attack, so I'm assuming he's just trying to wait for the Zeno to help regain some presence in this game. But it's looking really hard for him at the moment. Let's see here. So Gotenks is gonna attack. He draws a card off the auto. And I'm not too sure what he's attacking at the moment, but I feel like he's attacking leader. And he's playing another Unbreakable, putting him up to 25. And yes, it was the Pan leader. It being crit, and has to go immediately to the drop area. Tim giving his plays a few thoughts before he plays anything. And all right, so he's gonna tap out and he's gonna play Beerus. Now this Beerus is a really strong card considering the game state for Daniel. His hand is low, so he has to get rid of 6 worth of energy, and I believe he just decides to take it out of his energy and his board and send it to the drop. Now Daniel's hand cannot deal with his Beerus, so it pretty much looks like to me that Tim's gonna have this game in the bag. And like I said, if Daniel can draw a one drop Trunks and a Zeno, actually he does have the one drop Trunks in his hand and the chain attack, so he's just looking for Zeno at the moment. And if he can get a hold of that, that'll be really good for him. And we have the Glory Obsessed Vegeta, and that's a really good tool to try to remove this Beerus off the board. With Tim being tapped out, he has no negates unless he does have 5 in drop. Then he can use the sparking effect for Dimension Magic, but it doesn't look like he does. And Daniel getting rid of the problem card Beerus, so that's gonna buy him maybe a turn or two. And Glory Obsessed Vegeta switches to active mode and can also has a I believe if your leader's red, it can attack active cards, but he uses that to get rid of the 2 cards that would have pretty much threatened him the most. So he's able to stabilize the game ever so slightly. Now, unless Tim here has another boss card, Daniel should be in a good position. And he goes right ahead and he plays the 5-drop Gogeta, putting that Glory Obsessed in the bottom of his deck, allowing him to draw 2 cards. So that's a double strike there, and this might be lethal on board. So he's gonna go ahead and attack the Gogeta into Pan, and Dan is just gonna take it because he needs cards. And he does draw the Zeno, so if he happens to live through this turn, he might be able to reset the board and put himself in a more favorable position. And he can still awaken for Pan too, so he probably wants to hold on to that so he doesn't tap out for his next turn. But Tim really putting the pressure on there with these one drop pans from World Tournament. Now, for those of you who don't know what pan does, you can take a life and bump her up to 10, so she'll be a 15 attacker, one drop, and at the end of the turn, they go back to his hand, so he'll have combo power for the turn. But, yeah, Daniel's hanging in there, being able to just slowly weather the storm. Now, it doesn't matter, per se, what he combos out with his hand, as long as he holds on to the chain attack Zeno. And it'll be really good. So Tim choosing to awaken here, drawing 2 cards, and that's one of the, we don't have many leaders, at least the newer leaders, that have to draw 2. But Soul Striker is such a good card because you can awaken, draw 2, attack, then untap 2. Just a really good solid leader. Definitely has withstood the test of time. And he's gonna attack. Dan's gonna have to take it with 2 open energy. And oh man, this guy has another one drop pan in his hand, and he still hasn't attacked with the Gohan. With Daniel being at 2, it could be game. I don't feel it. Oh, so he does. He's gonna go ahead and play it. And like I said, those pans are just gonna bounce right back to his hand, giving him power and power. But his hand size doesn't matter as much, as long as Daniel has the negate for the last card that's gonna attack. And he's gonna have it in combo Trunks. That's 25 power to the thing, and he's really making him take it. And let's see, can alright, so he combos everything to stay alive, and the last 2 cards, maybe 3 cards, is one enough to charge. Oh, so he plays Deadly Defender, and that'd be a 20k straight to him, and I feel like he's just gonna have to take that. And he takes the last card, and the card he just picked up from his life was a negate. That was such a clutch play. But Tim choosing to attack with his one drop, who's 4,000 power, and yeah, he does have a few super combos in his hand. So yeah, and with only he has a Zeno in his hand who has 0 combo power. I don't see Dan out comboing this. Quite unfortunate. But he's gonna go ahead and awaken, allowing him to get 2. He's gonna combo the Trunks, and I think he believes since he's negated twice this turn, he's up to 2,000, so he's 25, and he just doesn't have enough. And Tim takes his game. Soul Striker showing that it's still a really good leader. And that's our round 1 game. Thanks for watching.